Does Marshall D. Teach have 3 bodies? Some says he does. That is what they think because other believe that it is the reason why he can use and obtain more than one devil fruit at the same body and at the same time. One Piece fans, good day. Our topic for today is how does Marshall D. Teach aka Blackbeard own more than one devil fruit under one bodies? By the way, if you want more further explanation regarding of the devil fruit, you can click on the top right corner of our screen. As we know, Blackbeard is one of the terrible villain on One Piece. Many hated him because of his cunning personalities. Blackbeard's personality seems to be a strange mix of courage and cowardice, as well as high intellectual capacity and stupidity. While at times his character looks strong and fearsome, in others he will seem weak and ridiculous. He is very deceptive, joining the Whitebeard Pirates to find the Yami Yami no Mi and killing a fellow crewmate despite having spent 2 decades aboard the ship. He also deceived the Marines by joining the Seven Warlords of the Sea in an elaborate and convoluted fashion for the sole reason of gaining access to Impel Down in order to find new crewmates, and later resigning from it in front of the fleet admiral himself, saying that he does not need it anymore. He is also exceedingly power-hungry and greedy, aiming to become the next pirate king. His hunger for power led him to fashion a very cruel way of recruiting only the best prisoners in Impel Down as comrades. He ordered them to murder each other, and would only take the strongest ones who survived. Though he betrayed the Whitebeard Pirates, Teach takes comradeship with the crew he formed to a high level, which is made evident when he was willing to make a trade with the Marines for a battleship big enough to hold all of them comfortably for the sake of one crew member, San Yuan Wolf. Despite his obvious malevolent nature, he is also genuinely compassionate, caring, sympathetic and empathetic towards his crew's well-being, and is willing to take assaults intended for his crew. He also has an extreme thirst for adventure, regularly traveling from place to place. However, he tends to play it by ear. Blackbeard, like others who carry the will of D, has a strong belief in fate and the dreams of men, but unlike the others, is the only one who truly seems to take it to heart. He shares several attributes with Luffy, including having a voracious appetite, carefree attitude, as well as a competitive and reckless nature to the point of persevering even if there may be grave consequences, and huge ambitions to follow his dream of finding One Piece and become the new Pirate King. Despite that, there is also a great contrast between him and Luffy. Primarily, Blackbeard fears death, whereas other D carriers embrace it if it comes, and was willing to betray his own friends for power. Furthermore, when backed into a corner, Blackbeard has shown himself to be a coward. When being held at choke point by Whitebeard, he pathetically begged for mercy, calling him Pops, and reminding Whitebeard that he was his son, and that he wouldn't kill one of his own family. Just before his death, Whitebeard noted that Teach was not the one Roger had been waiting for and dismissed Teach as being incapable of continuing Roger's legacy. Perhaps because of his strong belief in fate, Blackbeard is highly amoral. He believes that there is no inherent good, nor evil, in the world, jeeringly mocking anyone who expresses such belief. He is also patient and conniving, having spent decades on Whitebeard's ship just to get his hands on the devil fruit he wanted, before killing Thatch and leaving the crew. His nihilistic tendencies are in line with the power of the Yami Yami no Mi he possesses, which is said to reduce everything to nothingness. During his raid on Impel Down, he stated that his plans have not gone exactly as expected, but is willing to take these surprises in stride. He handed Portgas D. Ace to the world government and finally killed his captain Whitebeard. Despite this, he still displayed respect for his superiors during the events, referring to Ace as his commander, and said that he aspired to be like Whitebeard. He showed his ruthlessness when he killed Thatch, and, with his crew's help, finished off his former captain. He also does not seem to hold grudges, as he did not bear ill will towards Ace or Luffy for attacking him, nor did he express any desire of revenge against Magellan after the Warden poisoned and nearly killed him and his entire crew. When Ace went after Teach after the latter killed Thatch and left Whitebeard's ship, Teach brushed off the issue of Thatch's death and even offered Ace to join his crew. Blackbeard is often very calm, composed, relaxed, easygoing, cheerful, and free-spirited, but he can be surprised and startled, such as when Kobe told everybody present to stop the war, or when Whitebeard had held him by the throat. He is very politely sarcastic and mocking towards those around him, such as when he taunted Luffy about Ace's inevitable execution, or when he mocked Whitebeard for his age. He is also overconfident as, while very powerful, he tends to converse and or taunt his opponents in the middle of battle. He has done this in every battle he has been shown in, and as a result, he always suffers a heavy, painful attack while his guard is down, such as when he taunted Whitebeard about not being able to use his powers, and nearly got cleaved in half with Whitebeard's Bacento, or when he boasted in front of Magellan and was nearly drowned by the Hydra attack, only surviving because Shiryu gave him and his crew the antidote. His overconfidence also made him believe that he could do a trade with the Marines despite having betrayed them already, which once again proved to be a mistake. Since having acquired 2 devil fruit powers, he has developed a severe superiority complex, believing himself to be truly invincible and the strongest of them all while revealing his goal of world domination. Despite his arrogance, Blackbeard does show a sense of caution, as he refused to fight Shanks and his crew, as well as Admiral Akainu when he was aboard the Marine battleship that they wanted. Another sign of his overconfidence is the fact that he chose to recruit the worst criminals in Impel Down into his crew despite the high risks of them not being loyal to him, such as Shiryu, who did not hesitate to betray and kill his fellow jailers of Impel Down and stated that he only joined the Blackbeard Pirates out of opportunism. Blackbeard is also an ungrateful man by nature as described by Marco. Despite the fact that Whitebeard took him in and treated him as a son like the rest of the crew for more than 20 years, Blackbeard did not hesitate to betray his father figure to acquire the devil fruit Thatch found. He then later went on to further show he never had an ounce of respect or care for the Whitebeard Pirates as a whole other than for his own selfish agenda by killing his former captain and claiming all his territories as his own. Blackbeard is a very patient and careful pirate, as stated by Shanks. Unlike other powerful pirates, he never gained renown and remained concealed, up to the point that he only makes his moves when he sees an opportunity for power. He delivered the final blow of our beloved Whitebeard during Marineford War, and stole the Gura Gura no Mi from Whitebeard. Blackbeard is one if the worst generation, who climb at the top of being a Shichibukai to becoming a Yonko. Blackbeard obtained Yami Yami no Mi by stealing the fruit of one of his subordinates, stole it from Commander Thatch of the Whitebeard Pirates 4th Division after murdering him. That is also the reason why Portgas D. Ace hunting him during the early episode of One Piece. Then the Marine captured him after Blackbeard defeat him. Ace served as a tribute to Marine to enable Blackbeard become one of the Shichibukai. So now, the million-dollar question: does he really have 3 bodies? Well, the answer lies on his devil fruit. I will repeat, the answer lies through his devil fruit. As we know, the basic abilities of the Yami Yami no Mi is to cancel the power of another user of devil fruit by touching. Similar to a black hole, the user can absorb things inside a vortex. It seems that it does not completely compress and annihilate that which is sucked in as an actual black hole would do, but rather creates some form of space where things are stored. Blackbeard was able to suck an entire town into it, and, when eventually regurgitated, everything expelled was reduced to scraps but not completely destroyed. The guards of Impel Down that Blackbeard sucked in also survived, although they were heavily wounded and in shock. When Blackbeard took the Gura Gura no Mi from Whitebeard's corpse via an unknown method, he claimed that, with the power of darkness that reduces anything to nothingness, combined with the power of quakes which brings destruction to all, he was truly invincible and the strongest. Now we have reviewed the power of Blackbeard ability. It is possible that the devil fruit are being stored through his black hole along its ability, the reason why he did not need multiple bodies to own a 10 or so. Well, for nullifying the abilities of another user of devil fruit is because he sucked them through his abilities. The Yami Yami no Mi suck there the power of the user, that's why they become vulnerable when they are being touched. During Marineford War, Blackbeard covered Whitebeard with black cloth so that no one can notice how he obtain or how he can get the abilities when he is extracting the power with the different users. And as for those fans who still believe that Teach has twin brother he hides under his abilities, thinking that he has 3 bodies, by the time the original user of Yami Yami no Mi hit they switch, well, you could run that as well. I leave that to you now. Some of the question run through your mind why Teach has 3 skull on his flag, represents that he need other one of the most powerful fruit he could obtain. Well, everything has been said. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give a like to the video, as well it become my sentimental value.